Rutgers has been here in the Twin City. Maryland's been in. I think the competition gets thicker, but I do think it spreads out. You know, I think as the Twin City, like we've gotten into Georgia because it's a 2-hour plane flight to Atlanta, and it's amazing how much business goes back and forth from Atlanta to the Twin Cities. So I think it spreads the horizon, but I think what it does more than anything on the expansion of the Big Ten, all schools get more money. It's about money, let's face it. It's all about the money. And they get a lot more money, but it also costs you a lot more to run a program, because now, as the Big Ten commissioner let us know 2 weeks ago, we're no longer what we consider Big Ten Midwest Conference. We are a national conference. That's what that's his message. And so now, that expansion, the media attention now in New York, Maryland, financially what that brings in is unbelievable, the amount of money. I think the biggest example I can give you, I think that the championship game alone between the two, and if it expands like it's going to, it's going to be probably east-west type deal. But the one championship game alone right now, before these other people come in, is about $3 million a year for each school for one game. So that tells you how much money is being made in college football, and it's going to increase because of the expansion. So our commissioner in the Big Ten, with the Big Ten network, all the things, he's getting in more homes. He's a very, very good businessman. I will say that. And he's very good about what he's doing.
Yeah, he's big for a lot of different sports. When you have these meetings with these coaches, take us behind the scenes, and all the Big Ten coaches are sitting in one room. Do you guys all get along pretty well when you're not just beating each other up on Saturdays, but for recruits all year? What kind of relationship can you have with the coaches?
Well, it is really unique. I mean, you sit in there and you're in there 12 coaches, and you see newspaper articles. You see, Urban Meyer made a statement that we all needed to pick up the pace to be like the Southeast Conference. So not everybody's happy about that. So you walk in and he walks in, and there's a little bit of of friction in there. But at the end of the day, I think people are professional and handle things very well. I think it's changed. I think to be honest with you, before all the money was taking place, I think there was more camaraderie. Yep. I think the more money that's being made, I think the recruiting, I don't think there's a closeness in the room in coaching as it used to be. And I've been in it for 31 years. I don't think it's the same, but with some of us, it is. And I spoke at the Nike clinic, and Illinois, Missouri was there, and I've known a lot of those guys for a long time. It's really weird that there's 120 some odd playing college football, and 60 of us are going to have jobs and 60 of us are going to get fired. It's kind of a strange profession. You go around and you talk to each other. I'm talking to the head coach at Illinois last night, Rebecca and I, his wife, and communicate. Yet we hook it up. One of us is going to be coaching and one of us won't be. That's the reality. So it's kind of a unique profession. It really is. But it's been one that's been good for Rebecca and I for a long time.
I look around here and I see a lot of business leaders and people like that from Wayzata. One of the most interesting but sad stories that you've shared with me is when you had to get your team through Gary Tinsley's untimely death as a leader. And I see a lot of leaders out here that go through tough times to try to run organizations to one night. What did you learn through that, and how do you lead through the toughest times?
Well, I don't think. I think with Gary's situation, there's no books or anything written out there for something like that. I mean, that's the whole thing. There's no guidelines. It happened to be when, how that all happened was unique in itself, because we really didn't have any administration around. They were off doing other things, and our football operations, Adam Clark, who has been with me and Ed, our trainer, found Gary with our players, probably about 15 or 16 players. And so you just do what you all do. You go with your gut reaction and you try to do what the best you would do in a family situation. We just went through it with Rebecca's brother and lost him here recently. And you just deal with it. It's life, and you have to do the best thing you can do. And I think that I think our team and our kids handled the best we could. I think the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in my lifetime, I've lost family members watched her brother suffer right here in the Twin Cities. But by far the toughest thing that I ever had to do was call the mother, because she is in Jacksonville, Florida, and tell her son's passed. There's nothing protocol, there's nothing good about that. And have to make that phone call, was very difficult. And it was very difficult to make decisions that we felt were right. But we flew the whole team down to Jacksonville, it was a great experience in a very difficult time. Gary's mom was tremendous to our players, to our team, and we've honored Gary, and we always will. I think a lot of people go, what's Coach doing? Is we take a knee. You see us in the end zone of practice. You see it before a game, and that's honoring Gary Tinsley. And as long as we're here, that's what our kids will do. And so it's just something you deal with, and not fun things to deal with, but as you all know, it's life. There's good things and